everybody, I'm Dr. Karen Mikowski. I'm the leading investigator in any of my parapsychological paranormal investigations. Okay, so today, oh la la, I need coffee. I've been working in so many cases and I'm a little bit exhausted now, unfortunately, as it's showing. So today I'm going to be discussing case CCMP36, and this is the case of Tara Calico. And I know this was a big case back then. I was sort of, I had a friend reach out to me and asked me to sort of take a look at this case. Hi, Fufu. Oh, hello. Want to come and sit here? Come on then. Sit here. So, I did, and it was incredibly interesting. I mean, there was a lot of, I was kind of under as well for a while. So, obviously, I use a remote viewing method, but, hello. But I felt like it's strange because I felt like I was visually, it was a video visual, it came as a video visual, photographic visuals, clairaudience, clairsentience, everything. All my abilities were like kicked in. But I felt like I was watching it in three parts, like I was watching how it happened, what was going, what sort of happened, like movements, and then the intention was to find her. And then I was given what looked like a location and everything. Now, I will say one thing. The location, because it's so weird as well, because the location point I was seeing was like literally a cross on the floor on the ground at this area that I was like visually looking from an aerial perspective too. So I was kind of looking right down. If that's not her, I feel like there's maybe one or more other people in that area right now that will be found. It's really bizarre. So, again, my intention was to just connect only to Tara, but, doing what I do, you'd be amazed that all types of energies will come in, especially victims, especially when I'm working on a case. I get a lot of energy coming in, so sometimes it can get a little bit contaminated with different other victims' sort of last memories. I just, again, when I'm automatic writing and things like that, I'm writing everything down. I'm showing everything. I'm writing what I'm seeing. And, you can, unfortunately, my diagrams that I have to draw quickly, they're not great. I'm not the greatest artist, but when you do what I do, you've got fleeting seconds of what you're seeing. You've got to grab as much as you can. So, and sometimes it can be a little bit longer than a few, seconds. But what I'm saying is, the visuals can be very fleeting, so I've got to hold on to that and focus on that only. And I don't want to say too much because, like I say, this report has been sent off now anyway. Hopefully there is some, data that can be useful or help at least. Here's hoping. I can only do what I do and then just distribute it accordingly and hope for the best. So I'm going to say this. What I was physically feeling when I was connected to sort of Tara's energy frequency was it felt like a lot of people knew or a lot of people know what happened to her. It was really strange. I was like, okay. Yeah. And I have put in the report too what I will be intrigued to know. I'd be intrigued to know something was going on in that area or that city or even that state, but surrounding states too. So I'd be intrigued to know because I feel like I actually felt like a lot of young children and young teenage girls were going missing in the surrounding sort of areas and even like the outer states. And there's a reason for that. So like I say, I was literally seeing how she was taken. There is an injury that she sustained during that, but I'm not going to say because hopefully if we can find it, that's going to, that's in the report. She was a fighter. She was a fighter. There was also a vehicle, really weird looking vehicle, but I'm not going to go too much into that, but I've put that in the report too. The description, unfortunately, was from the of the guy, but from the back. It was really annoying. It was from the back of him, but I tried to get as much as I could. And then after I saw that, then I saw a photographic visual of a woman, and I'm not going to describe her, but it was like, ew, right? Ooh. Yeah, there's just something about her I didn't like at all. But there's a brief description too. I felt like she was possibly connected to a person, the perpetrator, or a person of interest, maybe. I don't know, maybe she's already been interviewed in the past. I'm not quite sure. But I just take what I see. Then I was seeing the next part after that situation where I saw a bike, but I'm not going to explain, I'm not going to say too much about that because that could help. I've got to be very careful about what I say about this one. Well, all of my cases I do, obviously, but there's just certain things I won't say. They're all in the report, though. Like I said, I did see the X mark of a spot of a destination, and it's intriguing too because it was like, there was sort of what I was seeing. I was also smelling, and then I was also feeling, but I was getting a really good visual view. So and I did get a location. I got two names, possibly three, because I'm not quite sure what that word would mean. I will say she was moved around. And then I did get, like I say, because I was sort of remote viewing too, and I was like visually seeing, I was seeing what looked like a street sign. And then what I believe was the name of a particular building or a company. I'm not going to say what type of company it is or anything like that. And then I was drawn to the distance, but there was more to do with the smelling. And then a point of interest not far from this destination. Yeah, I know it sounds vague, but unfortunately, I'm not gonna gather all this data and sort of screw an investigation up, which could be very helpful. But should anything come back, like if I ever get any updates on any of the cases I distribute, of course I'm going to update you guys and gals. Probably going to hear about it anyway. And once the case is sort of closed, then I can just, if I get feedback, and discuss more mine of what I found and what helped. So that's the only thing I can do, because you got to remember, I'm a scientist in this field too. When it comes to the paranormal science, it's very hard to prove or gather evidence of how to prove this is something really here, that what we do is very valuable and it's true. It's very hard because it can't be proven or disproven. So we had to find ways, especially like scientists like me in this field, I had to find ways to gather proof and evidence. The only way I can do it is through data reports. And should something come to pass and it shows my data helps, because I don't have any connection to these peoples, absolutely not. I wouldn't even know half the stuff that I see anyway. It's not possible, not logically possible. So this is the only way I can try and find ways to gather evidence, and then we know there's a lot more that goes into it. So then in the future, scientists like me can get funding, or at least contracts. So that's the only way we can do that's the only way I can do what I do, is to just sort of gather the data, distribute, keep the reports, everything, and then hope that it helps. And if it helps a case, I know, right? I'm not stupid. I understand how the world works. I also know law enforcement agencies, etc. They use mediums. They use psychics for a reason, right? Well, I'm a little bit more than them. I'm a scientist. I'm a scientist too, but I've developed and mastered my abilities. So I just do a lot more. I can see a lot more. I actively work. That's why I've created my own ways of investigating. I'm an investigator, just like I'm just not the normal type of investigator. That's all. I'm a parapsychological investigator and a consultant. This is what I do. I tap into energy. I connect to energy frequencies. Energy is energy. Energy doesn't die. It just moves to a different location. That's all. I know it's very hard for people to understand, but my field, because again, it's very hard to prove my field, but I know how we're useful we are. People like me, of course we are. You know, not undersell or undervalue. Okay, so yeah, I'm not going to focus too much on that. But that's what I do. This is the only way I can really try and gather evidence, or as best I can. You know, but regardless, at the end of the day, I've already done my job. I've done my investigation. I'll transition souls over once I've gathered the data. I do what I do, and then I distribute. If I can't get a location, I'll just archive, and then, like I say, I'll do my videos. And if people say, "Oh, that sounds familiar," law enforcement, private investigators, and you've got to verify who you are, obviously. Detectives, they can contact me and request that data report. That's what it's for. Nothing in it for me, apart from evidence, or hope that I can help with the case. You know, just I'm all about outsourcing and using all resources. Cases go cold for a reason, right? So use other resources. It's not hard. There you go. I mean, it's not exactly conventional, but so what? So yeah, like I say, I was able to draw an aerial point of what I was seeing, the location where I feel like there's something there. Again, like whether it's her or others. Yeah, okay. Let me just quickly take a look at the summary. Okay. So like I say, I feel like she was moved around to many places for a period. Feel like she knew her abductor, or she knew of him. I'm not going to say no more about that. So yeah, I don't want to give anything else away on that one. Like I say, the report has been distributed to person on this case right now, so hopefully something helps. But again, like I say, if you do need help on a case or anything like that, you can either go to my website. There are links in the contents box. There's an online service too, so you can use the online service. That just means I can do an investigation at a distance. It doesn't matter, remote viewing, it's the same principle. But if you're at the other side of the world and you need help with a case, I don't need anything more than a name and a photo. Or, you know, I work with psychometry, so if you've got an object of that person's too, and, you know, I can be used on crime scenes, possible spots, or anywhere like that when it comes to psychometry, energy connection. In person, I can do everything in person, but I can do it at a distance too. So that's why I offer the online service of that. Again, I just do what I do. I take it on. I take the investigation on. I gather my data, and then I put the report together and distribute it. Now, if you're part of the public and you're requesting that service, I need the email address of the law enforcement or the detective, investigator, etc. on the case. I need their email address. I will not be distributing the email directly to the public or people, especially family members that are using that service to look for a loved one. Absolutely not, because I work in active missing persons too. Because there's data in there that might be incredibly upsetting, or I don't really need to go into it, but I need you use it, but you need to send me the person, you know, who the investigator is or the detective, their direct email address. And then, like I say, I'll distribute the report directly to them, and they'll let you know, and I'll let you know when it's being distributed too, so you can touch base with who's on the case and then go from there. Hope it helps, but that's what I do for the public. Law enforcement, like I say, it's a little bit different. You can use me physically, in person, or at a distance too. It's entirely up to you. But like I say, I'm all about using all resources. You'd be amazed at what can sort of restart or kickstart an investigation again, you know. So that is one of the main things I do. I do many, many things, but that's one of the main things I do. It's one of the things I absolutely passionately do for a reason. It's one of my callings. But other than that, you can go on my website, take a look. Everything's explained there, what I do. I do many things for fun too. I mean, I try, when I work with energy, you've got to sort of keep it light too. You know, there's many things I can do, but it's not always a pleasant what I have to see or experience when I'm working on an investigation my way. Again, you remember, I'm seeing their last memories. I can usually see what happened to them too. And it's not pleasant. So it's not for everybody. I just have a very good, strong constitution that's able to deal with that. And again, just do my job, be professional with it too. So, other than that, have a great day, and I will see you all again very, very soon.